Hello, this is Captain Redbeard speaking, and welcome to my channel. This is the first video I'm making for this channel, so I hope you guys, like it. If you do, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, help me out, help me get this thing rolling, get it going. Alright, so, first thing is first, we are here to talk about the Kislev mounts. Okay, so by the time this comes out, or by the time you see it, this probably won't be relevant. But I thought I'd get it out there anyways, just to this is something I've been thinking about. And again, for a lot of the videos that I may or may not make, it's not only a letter, so to speak, to Creative Assembly, but also to modders, which I have been part of that community for a long time now. Love modders. So they broaden the game far more than it already is, even though this is, in my mind, one of the greatest games as far as in terms of variety. So anyways, so Katerin of Kislev in Old Lore has a unicorn mount and a sled pulled by, I think, unicorns, or it might have been the Oblast Elks. But it's a unique mount. So everybody agrees the War Bear mount for Katerin, the Ice Witch, the Frost Maiden, is dumb. Okay, it's like way overkill on the bears. Everybody, we've been over this, right? As a community. And I heard Turn say on his channel that CA said that Katerin definitely has her sled, but we'll see soon, I guess. So in my mind, for the three, Katerin, Ice Witch, Frost Maiden, there are already 4 better mount options in the Kislev roster. Both of the bear sleds, the light and the heavy, the snow leopard, and the elemental bear. Okay, now the elemental bear itself is kind of a stretch, right? It's like putting, somebody on a, what the hell is it called from the Lizardman roster? It's Dreadsorian. It's like putting, heroes and lords on Dreadsorians. It's kind of overkill. But it's just a thought. Okay, I'm just like looking at what the roster says and saying, okay, what can we pull from there that it would just be better than a fucking regular bear like the Patriarch and Kostalton. So my personal favorite is the Snow Leopard. So the Snow Leopards, for the new lore that they've written for the old world, says that this kind of specific thing that the Snow Leopards do is they're bodyguards for the Ice Witches, Frost Maidens, so on and so forth. So what better than to put them on that mount? And I'll get into more later of why I think the Snow Leopard's a really good mount, but yeah, the sleds, okay, but I think they would be better with the elks, the Oblast Elks, at least for the Frost Witch, or the Frost Maiden and the Ice Witch. Put them with Oblast Elks, make them a little faster, maybe not as tanky, but again faster, which fast is good for a caster, right? And yeah, you could, and another thought is the sleds, the bear sleds now have gunners on them. They have the I forget what they're called, the Kossars or whatever, the guns. So my thought is with the Frost Witch, I keep saying Frost Witch, Frost Maiden, Ice Witch, and Katerin, they could have the Ice Maidens, the Frost Maidens. What the hell are the infantry? Whatever they are, they're like Sisters of Avalorn type unit. Them. So have those on the sleds for a little frost magic, range and melee option. I think that would be cool and unique. But yeah, so anyways, I love this game. I reserve saying it's the best game of all time for me until Game 3 comes. But it's certainly shaping up that way. Ever since Medieval Total War, I've dreamed about this game more. Lord of the Rings. My dream was like, wow, what if they made this game, Total War game, into a in the Lord of the Rings setting. But I'm so glad they chose Warhammer because it is, I think, gives way more than Lord of the Rings could have. Though I still want to see Lord of the Rings. That is probably my favorite, setting of all time. Even though Warhammer is kind of almost deeper. No, it is because of the multiple authors and yada yada yada. Anyways, because it's my favorite game of all time, this is why I'm so passionate when I think CA is making a mistake. So, yeah, this is why I'm making this video. I hope that either CA or modders can, do something about these mounts, because the War Bear is pretty stupid. Pretty stupid. Okay. So here's a couple other things I want to get to. So if Katerin were to get a unique snow leopard mount, like, the biggest, most grizzled snow leopard, an ancient snow leopard or something, I don't know. She would be my first playthrough easily, since snow leopards are my favorite animal. My spirit totem snow leopard. So, yeah, it really would be my first playthrough. All 6 Lord and Hero options being, having the War Bear mount is incredibly lazy and would make their faction one of the most streamlined, with the least options of mounts of any race in the game at time of release, even pre-DLC. There are already a handful of options, like I talked about, that would make great mounts. The Light War Sled, Heavy War Sled, Snow Leopard, Elemental Bear, the Little Grom, Unicorns, the Drusky, I don't know how to say that, the Oblast Elks. But yeah, they should get basic mounts early because of the cavalry focus in the roster as well, I think. A couple other notes I had was Kislev needs anti-large mounts. Enter the Snow Leopard. Need this to fight greater demons. So if you had Katerin, like, think of this as a doom stack. Katerin and a pack of Ice Witches on Snow Leopards. Just going into the, Chaos Wastes. Or the Chaos Realms themselves. Because that's a thing in Game 3. I just think that would be an incredible doom stack, Bunch of anti-large. Basically move around like, the Brood Hoarders. Like that kind of speed, like moving around like that, just chomping on demons. But yeah, Katerin on her unique sled with Ice Guard and or War Bears could be a similar role with magic, frostbite, AP, and missiles to boot. I think that would be a really good mount as well. Same thing for the Ice Witches. Also going back to the Snow Leopard mount, Katerin and a pack of Ice Witches on. I know. Oh yeah, I already said that. But anyways, especially with the new Ice Court mechanic, entirely wrapped around the hero, forcing you to train them over 6 turns, or whatever it is. I think it's 6 turns or 5 or something. This should fill a Master of all trades, like the Lore Master of Hoeth for High Elves, and that's another thing I might want to get to in another video. is that I think it would be cool for every race to have that master of all trades hero, like the lore master of Hoeth, where they get, a little bit of magic. They're not necessarily the best, bruiser fighter hero, but, basically they can trade almost as well as the melee and the magic hero, with maybe a good mount option as well. Maybe not the best mount option, but a good one, even though the Lore Master Hoeth doesn't get a mount option. But anyways, I just think that 6-turn mechanic in particular justifies having a good, unique mount option. That is, the Warbear is a good option. Don't get me wrong, but it's not wait 6 turns like worthy, I guess, when the Patriarch already has it. So that's my thoughts. So anyways, let me get into the last bit. We'll wrap this video up. So, in conclusion, my ideal mount lineup for Katerin at, give her I'm going to give the levels I think the mount should come at. These are just like approximates, this is just me like throwing out an approximate level I think would be good. So, Katerin, so as I said before as well, sorry, another preface. As I said before, I think the Kislev heroes and lords should get their basic mounts early. Kind of almost like Bretonnia, but not right out of the gate like Bretonnia. Maybe, I think just at an early level is good. So, Unicorn. Katerin's first basic mount, Unicorn, gets a maybe level 5. And then we follow that up with her unique Snow Leopard at level 12, maybe. Then finally, she gets her unique War Sled, pulled by either Unicorns or Oblast Elks, at level 16. Okay, now moving on to Ice Witch. Warhorse, level 5-ish. Snow Leopard, level 12-ish. Elk War Sled, level 16. So, I think the Ice Witches and Frost Maidens can kind of follow the same path as Katerin does. So the Ice Witch might get the Lord option might get a heavier style sled than the Frost Maiden. So the Frost Maiden would have like the same kind of lineup as far as mount options, but she might get them a little later because she's the hero, not the Lord, a little less powerful. And she would get probably a light war sled, maybe instead of the heavy one. I don't know. So anyways, then we have Kostelton. So I think, just a war horse, level 6-ish. A war bear around level 10. So that's what he has already. That's what we know he has. He has a war horse and a war bear. But I also think it would be great since he's kind of supposed to be more of the, at least like what I'm getting of him, like thematically and lore-wise. He's supposed to be oh gosh, what's the Empire Lord's name? Sigmar guy. Not Carl Franz, the other guy that starts there. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Volkmar the Grim. Okay, him. So he kind of has that same feel where he's like a buff lord, a religious figure. So I think it'd be great if he, maybe he keeps the war bear, but gets a war altar, maybe at level 16-ish. That's his unique mount. That's his most powerful mount. He gets some real, good AoE effects on that mount. Or maybe it buffs his spell casting or something. I don't even know if he has spell casting. Is he a spellcaster? I don't know. Um, anyways, just helps them provide, more and more buffs, basically. Um, and then, yeah, the general option, which I forget which one's called which. One's a patriarch, and then one's the boyar. I can't remember which one's the lord and the hero, but the general. Warhorse level 6, Warbrower level 12 kind of follows the Gestalt, and War Altar level 18. And then the hero option, just Warhorse, Warbear, no altar, maybe. I don't know. So yeah. Yeah, that about wraps up everything, all the thoughts I had on this. So again, this is my letter to CA. This is some of the things I'd like to see out of the Kislev mount options, if they haven't already changed it. A, to make it better than everybody gets a Warhorse and a Warbear. And, this is also a letter to modders, as I said before. That, if CA doesn't quite get it, because they won't get everything necessarily that I'm looking at here, then the modders can come in and do the rest. So, if you're watching this, thank you. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for hearing me out. Take it easy.